Shalom and Chag Sameach. Welcome to the Bethel Seder. The Seder is, so far as I know, the oldest ritual continually in use in Western civilization, going back some 3,300 years. The Haggadah we use is a wonderful historical record of our people. In it, we hear the voices of the Torah itself. We hear the voices of the prophets. We hear the voices of the rabbis, the Payetanim of the Middle Ages, and modern readings as well. Multiple voices come through in the Seder, and the same will be true for our Seder this evening. Tonight, I'll be joined by Rabbi Green, Chazan Pomerantz Boro, our Early Childhood Director Ayelet Middleman, as well as Rabbi Noga Marshall, our Educational Director. Each will share parts of the Seder and insight as well. The Seder will be provided to you as one continuous video. However, you should feel free from time to time to stop the video and start discussion of your own, thereby making the Seder something uniquely family-oriented and yet at the same time joining with the wider Bethel community as well. We hope that you enjoy our Seder and that we are soon able to come together in our beautiful shul once again as a physically connected community. In the meantime, enjoy the spiritual connection that only a Seder can bring.
Let us light these lights for the world tonight. Let our hearts unite in the light, in the light. Let us light these lights for the world tonight. Let our hearts unite in the light, in the light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר, להדליק נר שיום טוב, להדליק נר, להדליק נר שיום טוב. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והחיינו לזמן הזה, לזמן הזה. Let our hearts unite in the light, 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 in the light. Chag Sameach.
We begin our Seder with the singing of Kaddish or Chatz. Seder means order, and this song goes through the order of the Seder. Please join in with us as we sing Kaddish Orchatz. Kaddish Orchatz, Karpas Yachatz, Magi Ratza, Matzo Matzah, Maror Korech, Shulchan Orech, Tzafim Barech, Hallel Nirtzah.
It's now time to make Kiddush over the first cup. The word Kiddush means sanctification, to take something that is otherwise mundane and to make it holy. I think over the course of our quarantine, we've had ample opportunity to do just that, to reappreciate the mundane things in our lives, to set them aside as something distinct, unique, and holy. And so as we make Kiddush together, we raise the cup of our redemption, the cup that says we believe in the future. We have a strong and solid past and a bright future as well. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, asher bachar banu mikol am, v'romanu mikol lashon, v'kidishanu b'mitzvotav, v'atiten lanu Adonai b'ahava, moadim l'simcha, chagim uzmanim l'sason, et yom chag hamatzot hazeh, zaman cherutenu, mikra kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta, v'yotanu kidashta mikol hamim, u'mawade kodshecha, b'simcha u'v'sason, hinchaltanu, baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh Yisrael, v'hazmanim. And now on this first day, we say the Shehechianu blessing as well. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Reclining to the left as we drink from the first Kiddush cup, if you are seated. I set the Kiddush cup aside, but continue with the theme of Kaddish, to make holy and to sanctify. We set aside a time in our Seder to remember the people who are no longer with us in physical presence, those who have gone to the world to come. We invite them to our Seder as well. And so I'm going to say the mourner's Kaddish, and afterwards, you may want to pause this video and share with others around your table or around your virtual Seder table, those who you are spiritually inviting into your home for Seder, as you have done in years gone by. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, b'alma divarach yirutei, v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'b'yomechon u'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, Ba'agala u'vizman kari v'imaru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevarach le'olam u'me'omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha berechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran b'alma v'imaru amen. Yehi shlama Rabba min Shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imaru amen. Ose shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imaru amen. And as I mentioned just a moment ago, you may want to pause this video to reminisce about Sedarim that you shared with family members who are no longer with you.
Recently, we've been doing a lot of hand washing, but when we wash our hands tonight at our Seder table, it's not in order to clean our hands as much as it's in order to clean our minds, which is to say that when we wash our hands, we direct our focus on what it is that we're going to be doing next. And so as we begin this Seder, and all we've done so far is bless the day and drink our first cup of wine, now that we're really getting into everything that's to come and the story that we're going to share through the sacred meal, we take a moment and direct our intention by washing our hands. So take a moment. It's traditional, if you have any jewelry, to take it off your hand in order that the water touch all of your hand. Because we're reciting a blessing later when we wash our hands a second time, we don't recite a blessing now. So take a moment and wash your hands, and then we'll do karpas. For karpas, we take a moment to bless a vegetable, reminding us of the season of spring, but that reminder is colored by remembrance of the tears of our ancestors and the pain that they endured under Pharaonic oppression. So we take our parsley, potato, celery, carrot, whatever vegetable you choose, we dip it in the salt water, and we say together, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri ha'adamah. Salty. One of my favorite teachings about karpas is that it teaches us something about our capacity to give. That each word that each letter in the Hebrew alphabet, in the Aleph Bet, actually comes from a Hebrew word. Beit, for example, comes from the word bayit, meaning home. And it's also true for all of the letters that are in the word karpas. And they remind us and teach us a lesson. Kaf means the palm of a hand. That's the first letter of karpas. And Resh, the second letter, means an impoverished person. So you can imagine the beginning of karpas, kar, the extension of the hand of somebody in need. And then pei means mouth, and somech means to lift up. And what karpas teaches us is that when someone extends their hand, that we always have something to give them, even if we can't give them something physically, by being in touch with one another during a time of challenge, by being able to share our love and respect and dignity, by being able to recognize someone for the fullness of who they are. We're able to offer words that can uplift one another. And that's one of the other things that karpas reminds us of.
Growing up with a dad as a rabbi and a mom who was a Jewish educator, our Sedarim would last a very long time. But it was fun and we enjoyed it, even as small kids, because we had lots and lots of discussions and a lot of beautiful music and singing. So in addition, my parents like to have games, or what we call kunzes, to keep all the children entertained at the table. So you know that when you make the big Seder plate for everybody at the table, you're supposed to have a roasted egg. We make our roasted egg, this is not a brown egg, by boiling it in onion skins and then taking the egg and putting it in the oven and roast it. So each person at our Seder also gets an individualized Seder plate of their own, where they have their own egg and their own karpas, etc., etc. So each person gets an unblemished egg that has been boiled in onion skins. Now you may have noticed that every egg has a pointed side and a round side. In our house, we play the championship egg game. So everybody at the table, by the way, it's been scientifically proven that every egg, when it's end to end or point to point, when they collide with each other, only one will break. Try it, it's true. So we go around the table and everybody gets to play, and we keep playing with everybody at the table until there's only one championship egg. And of course, the champion egg receives a prize, and everybody gets to enjoy dipping it in the salt water. After karpas is a good time to do this. Let me show you. 2 points, point to point. Imagine somebody's over here playing with me. Look, this one cracked and this one didn't.
Now, we turn to yachatz. We have 3 matzahs, and we take the middle of those matzahs out, and we break it in 2, and we take the larger of the 2 pieces, and that becomes our Afikomen. So we put that in a special spot in this special bag that says Afikomen on it, and we're going to save that till later in the Seder. if you'd like to play this game or you have young ones with you and it's appropriate, there are many customs about the hiding of the Afikomen. In my home growing up, the leader of the Seder always places the Afikomen under the tablecloth next to him, and over the course of the Seder, we would have to steal the Afikomen from under my father's watchful eye. And somehow, we always managed to do it. In my wife's house, though, they always hide the Afikomen somewhere for the children to find. So I'll do that right now. Let's put it right here. And we'll see if my young ones find it by the end of our meal.
Halachma anya, diachalu, achalu avatana, be'ara dimitzrayim, be'ara dimitzrayim, kol dich v'nyei ve'yechol, kol ditrich yei ve'yifsach, hashata hacha, ve'shana haba, biradei Yisrael, hashata avdei, ve'shana haba, b'nei chorim.
Are you ready to sing the 4 questions?
Yes.
Okay. Ma nishtana halayla hazeh mikol halelot, mikol halelot, shebechol halelot anu ochlin chametz umatzah, chametz umatzah, halayla hazeh, kulo matzah, halayla hazeh, kulo matzah, shebechol halelot anu ochlin she'ar yerakot, halayla hazeh, maror, halayla hazeh, maror, shebechol halelot ein anu mabilim afilu pa'am echat, halayla hazeh, shetei pe'amim, halayla hazeh, shetei pe'amim, shebechol halelot anu ochlin ben yoshvin uvein mesubin, halayla hazeh, kulanu mesubin, halayla hazeh, kulanu mesubin. Thank you so much for joining us for that.
Avadim hayinu, ata b'nei chorim, avadim hayinu, ata b'nei chorim, avadim hayinu, ata b'nei chorim, ata b'nei chorim.
We now turn to a special place in the Haggadah in my heart. The story of Rabbi Eleazar, Rabbi Yoshua, Rabbi Eleazar ben Azaria, Rabbi Akiva, and Rabbi Tarfon. And the reason why this particular section is so dear to me and to my family is that it reminds me of my late father-in-law, Rabbi Joseph Herman. From the time that Helene and I were teenagers, we did Seder with her parents. And he sang this in a beautiful, distinct melody. He zuged it. He sing-songed it. And to this day, Helene does it with the same intonation. I couldn't even hope to replicate it, but it is a very powerful section of the Haggadah for me. It comes here in the beginning of the Haggadah to remind us of the rabbinic imprint on the Haggadah, because the story itself is Torah-based. but it was the rabbis who gave structure to the Haggadah, who made the Seder itself, stitching together various parts, editing it in a process that really continues to this day. And so after I do this Maaseh Rabbi Eleazar, this would be an appropriate part if you had particular timely readings that you wanted to insert in your Seder as well, since this was something that sort of broke the flow of the Torah and instead told us a particular story of these 5 rabbis. What's interesting also for us as Zionists is this clearly takes place not only in the land of Israel, but during the time of the Roman occupation when persecution was particularly severe. And if you've ever been to the north of Israel, you know that there are the famous Bar Kokhba caves. They are dug in soft stone underneath the surface of the ground, very, very well hidden. And for years, when the Torah study was forbidden, the rabbis actually hid in these hand-dug caves underground so that they could continue to study Torah. Now, because the caves were underground, there was no natural light. And because there was no natural light, they didn't know when it was sunrise or sunset, and therefore their students had to come to them and say, it's time for the Shema. In other words, the sun has risen. And that image of the sun rising again and again also gives rise to the idea that the Mashiach is going to come and the sun will shine brightly for all of us. The last part of the section that I want to highlight is that Rabbi Eleazar ben Azaria says, I'm like 70 years old. Why does he say I'm like 70 years old and not I am 70 years old? Well, it's because he was rather hastily appointed to be the head of the Sanhedrin as a young man. And instead of all of his hair falling out like mine did, his hair turned gray, the tradition tells us, overnight, so that he would look distinguished, like I do. Anyhow, Maaseh Rabbi Eleazar. Maaseh Rabbi Eleazar v'Rabbi Yoshua v'Rabbi Eleazar ben Azaria v'Rabbi Akiva v'Rabbi Tarfon shehayu mesubim v'nei brak v'hayu mesaprim b'yitziat Mitzrayim kol oto halayla ad sheba'o tamidehem v'amru lehem Ra'avotenu higia zman kriyat shema shel shacharit. Amar Rabbi Eleazar ben Azaria, hare ani kiven 70 shana v'lo zachiti shete'amer yitziat Mitzrayim baleilot ad shedarsha ben Zoma shenamar laman tizkur et yom tzeitcha mieretz Mitzrayim kol yemei chayecha hayamim kol yemei chayecha haleilot v'chachamim omrim yemei chayecha olam hazeh kol yemei chayecha lavi limad Mashiach. It happened that Rabbi Eleazar and Rabbi Yehoshua, Rabbi Eleazar ben Azaria, Rabbi Akiva, Rabbi Tarfon were reclining at a Seder in Bnei Brak. They were discussing the Exodus all night until their students came and told them, Masters, it is time for the morning Shema. Rabbi Eleazar ben Azaria said, I am like 70 years old, but I have not been able to show that the Exodus must be recited at night until Ben Zoma explained it. We learn one from the other. It is said that you remember the day you left Egypt all the days of your life. The days of your life alone would indicate the days. All the days of your life also indicates the night. The other sages said the days of your life alone indicates our present world. All the days of your life also includes the days of the Mashiach. And this is a reminder that no matter where we are on the spectrum, the continuum of Jewish learning, we are continually finding new nuance in the Seder and sharing it not only with each other, but with generations to come.
The next part of our Seder is about the 4 children. But before I talk about the 4 children, I'd like to take a moment and read a passage from the Haggadah, A Night to Remember, by educator Robert Coles, who writes, Too quick to categorize. It is tempting, and at times not altogether inappropriate, to sort people into a few well-chosen types. But I urge a sense of the complexity of people on myself and on the reader. William Carlos Williams, the American poet, once talked of the zeal with which we take the labels of all kinds. We crave certainty. We love to put a period at the end of a sentence, and that is that. But take a look at people, a real close look, and you'll find inconsistencies and contradictions, and that's where a closer look is needed. Not a category or a definition that tells you, that reassures you, all right, you've got it. To me, this is what the 4 children are all about. That not every child is the same. Not every child learns the same. Not every child thinks the same. And it's our job to treat each child the way they are and not expect everyone to be the same. And when we retell our story to the next generation, that's how we need to tell our story. We need to meet the needs of our children. So there are 4 children. The wise one, the wicked one, the simple one, and the one who does not know how to ask. There's a song called Baruch HaMakom that introduces this section, and it goes like this. Baruch HaMakom Baruch Hu, Baruch Natan Torah, Natan Torah Le'amo Yisrael Baruch Hu. Blessed be God, blessed be that one, blessed be the giver of the Torah to the people of Israel, blessed be that one. So the Haggadah reads, Keneged Arba'a Vanim Dibra Torah. The Torah alludes to 4 children, Echad Chacham, one wise or thoughtful, Ve'echad Rasha, one wicked or rebellious, Ve'echad Tam, one simple or innocent, Ve'echad She'eino Yodea Lishol, one who does not know how to ask. We continue in the Haggadah, Chacham Mahu Omer, what does this wise child say? Maha Edud, V'hachukim v'hamishpatim, Asher Tziva Adonai Eloheinu etchem. What are the testimonies, the statutes and the laws which God, Adonai our God has commanded you? V'yafata marlo ke'ilchot haPesach. So you teach the child all the laws of Pesach till the last one. Ein maftirin achar haPesach Afikomen. We do not conclude the eating at the Pesach Seder with the Afikomen. The wicked child, Harasha. Rasha Mahu Omer, what does the wicked child say? Maha avodah hazot lachem. Whatever does this service mean to you? Lachem v'lolo. Ulfi shehotzi et atzmo min haklal kafar ba'ikar. Ve'yafata kaheh et shina ve'amar lo. Ba'avor zeh asa Adonai li b'tzeiti mitzrayim. This child emphasizes you and not him or herself, since the child excludes him or herself from the community and rejects a major principle of faith. You should set his or her teeth on edge and say, Ba'avor zeh asa Adonai li b'tzeiti mitzrayim. It is because of this that Adonai did for me when I went free from Egypt. Li v'lolo, ilu hayasham lo hayani gal. Me, and not that one over there. Had one been there, sure, he would not have been redeemed. Then we come to the simple child. Tam mahu omer. What does the simple child ask? Mazot. What is this? Ve'amarta elav, and you say to that child, Ve'chozek yad hotzianu Adonai mimitzrayim mibeit avadim. With a mighty hand, God brought us out of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. And then finally, we get to the child who does not know how to ask. Ve'she'eino yodea lishol. At petachlo, you should prompt the child. Shne'emar v'higara tadlivincha bayomahu lemor. The Torah says you shall tell your child on that day. Don't wait for the child to take the initiative. Start the story, your story, and hopefully this silent child will listen, absorb, and identify with you. Ba'avor zeh asa Adonai li b'tzeiti mitzrayim. It is because of this that Adonai did for me when I went free from Egypt. So during your Seder, take this time to listen to each child's question and identify your children's different character types or your different character types. And remember that we may be all together, but each of us are different and have our own personalities, our own ideas, and our own understandings.
At this point in the Seder, if you haven't yet refilled your cup of wine or grape juice, you should do that. Then, please rise, embody your spirit, and join with me in singing these words of thanksgiving. We hold our wine as we sing. Vehi she'amda lavoteinu velanu. Vehi she'amda lavoteinu velanu. Shela echad bilvad amad aleinu lechalotenu ela שבכל דור ודור עומדים עלינו לכלותנו והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו מהאדם והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו מהאדם. This is the promise that has sustained our ancestors and sustains us, for not just one enemy has arisen to destroy us. Rather, in every generation, there are those who seek our destruction, but the Holy One, blessed be God, saves us from their hands. We replace our cups and are seated. We've now reached the heart of the telling of the story of our Seder. And when the rabbis imagined the Seder, they built the storytelling around these verses. However, it's considered that anyone who explicates and tells the story in their own words is worthy of praise. So at any point, please feel free to pause and to share your own stories of meaning, your own reflections on these verses as we explore them together. Arami Oved Avi. My ancestor was a wandering Aramean. He descended to Egypt and resided there in small numbers. There he became a great nation, powerful and numerous. The Egyptians treated us badly. They persecuted us and subjected us to hard labor. We cried out to Adonai, our God, the God of our ancestors, and God heard our voice, and God saw our persecution, our labor, and our oppression. God took us out of Egypt with a strong hand and an outstretched arm, with awesome power, with signs and wonders. Then God brought us to this place and gave us this land, a land flowing with milk and honey. These verses, which form the core of our Passover Seder story, remind us and tell the story in a way that focuses on personal liberation as opposed to historical liberation. You'll notice that when we tell the Passover story, we often talk about what Moses did. But the Passover Seder celebrates not Moses, but God. And that God redeems each of us through our lives again and again, through experiences of struggle, and takes us from Mitzrayim, from the place of narrowness, which is literally what the Hebrew word for Egypt means, between the narrow straits, and takes us from there to a land of promise, a land of freedom, a land flowing with milk and honey. Menachem Mendel of Kotsk, one of the great rabbis, he said that whoever believes in miracles is a fool, and that whoever does not believe in miracles is an atheist, is a heretic. One of my teachers, Rabbi Harold Schulweis of blessed memory, talked about miracles as connected to the Hebrew word for a sign. That what nes really means when we say a miracle happened is that there was something that was a sign, something that was a moment of profound significance, of transcendent meaning, something profound and awesome, but possibly entirely natural, not supernatural, that happened in our lives. And in that moment, we found that person that we loved. In that moment, we beheld in our hands new life. In that moment, we felt awesome joy and wonder. We felt a sense of moving from that narrow place into that place of liberation. Each of us have experienced times in our lives when we have felt a sense of lost, that we are lost, a sense that we are uncertain of how to move forward, a sense of despair. And we turn from that moment, from that experience, we turn to God. We turn to our tradition. We turn to the experiences around us. And now in this moment, for so many of us, we can look back and say, I remember what it felt like to be in that place of narrowness. And now I know what it is to be whole. I remember what it is to have experienced a miracle. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, famously addressing a lecture, got everyone to shush by starting with these words, "This morning I witnessed a miracle." Everyone was quiet. They were like, the rabbi witnessed a miracle. What did he see? What did he do? And then he took a deep breath and he said, I saw the sunrise. And each of us, in our own lives, in our own ways, have been able to experience miracles. Take a moment now and share with the person next to you, if there is one. And share, or take a moment later this holiday to share with someone close to you one miracle that has shaped your life.
Hello, everybody. So, when Moses went to Pharaoh and asked him to let his people go, let the Hebrew people go, what did Pharaoh say? He said, no, 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 I will not let them go. So Moses warned Pharaoh to be careful because God was going to send plagues, 10 plagues, 10 of them. The plagues are as follows: Dam, Tzfardea, Kinim, Arov, Dever, Shchin, Barad, Arbe, Choshech, and Makat Bechorot. What that means is blood, frogs, lice, wild beasts, pestilence, boils, hail, locusts, darkness, and the punishment of the firstborn. So, that being said, Maya's going to demonstrate for you the 10 plagues. So the first plague was blood. Go ahead. And God turned all of the water in Egypt red with blood. All right, can you stir that up for me? Stir it up with a spoon. Oh my goodness. All right. So that is the very first plague. The second plague was frogs were everywhere, jumping, jumping, jumping.
Wait, I want to do it.
You want to do it? Do it. Excellent frog squishing. All
That's
right.
hard.
The third plague. The third plague was lice. Icky, itchy, yucky lice. Yee! Lice. Oh my goodness. What happened after the lice? We had wild beasts.
No.
Ruh. You want me the tiger? Okay. Ruh. Oh my gosh. I would be so scared if I went outside my house and there was a lion and a tiger out there. After we had wild beasts, the cattle all got very sick. Oh.
Hey, I want to do it.
Okay, go for it. Can you squish it up? Excellent, excellent, making the cows all sick. Very nice. After we had the pestilence, we had boils, and boils are like bumps all over your skin.
I'll get a pop.
And then after that, there was hail. Oh, big, big pieces of hail with fire falling from the sky. So scary. Holy kushmoli. After hail, we had, what's this?
I forget.
They're called locusts. Kind of looks like a grasshopper.
Locusts.
Locusts. So there were swarms of locusts all over the place, in your bed, all over your house, everywhere. What was the next plague? Do you remember? Second to last plague? Was it darkness? Can you put those on? Oh my goodness. Can you imagine it being dark all the time? Not being able to see in front of you all the time? Oh my goodness. And then the very last plague was the hardest and saddest plague of all. Do you remember what it was?
No.
The punishment of the firstborn. And so what happened was the punishment visited the homes only of the Egyptians, and it passed over the homes of the Hebrew people. And that is part of why this holiday is called Passover. So I hope you guys enjoyed the story of the 10 plagues. Okay, so we dip our pinkies into the wine and we place little droplets of wine or juice onto our plate 10 times to represent the 10 different plagues. So Miss Maya is going to help me. You ready, Miss?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to move the cup here. All right, and we're going to go. Dam, that's blood. Tzvardea, that's frogs. Kinim, lice. Arov, wild beasts. Dever, that's pestilence. Shchin, that's boils. Barad, that's hail. Arbe, that's locusts. Choshech, that's darkness. And lastly, Makat Bechorot, that's the punishment of the firstborn.
Can I lick my finger?
Yes, you can.
Ilu hotzi hotzi alu hotzi alu mi Mitzrayim hotzi alu mi Mitzrayim dayenu 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 Here we go and Ilu Natan Natan Lanu Natan Lanu et HaTorah Natan Lanu et HaTorah Dayenu. Everybody now Dayenu 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 Dayenu. One more time. Ilu Natan Natan Lanu Natan Lanu et HaShabbat Natan Lanu Dayenu. Let's hear you now. Dayenu 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 Dayenu. Last time, make it good. Dayenu 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 Dayenu.
I think that many of us have favorite foods. And it's not simply because the foods taste good. Very often it's because they remind us of a particular experience. Eating tuna casserole always reminds me of being in my in-laws' home. The smell of matzo balls in chicken soup always reminds me of my mamio, my dad's mom. And in Jewish tradition, the smells and the tastes tell a story. And the Seder is the paradigm for all of that. And so we get to that section of the Seder where Rabbi Gamliel says that not only is the food intrinsic to the holiday, telling the story behind the food is of supreme importance. In fact, if you don't do both, you have not fulfilled the requirement of a Seder. And so he goes through three foods associated with the Seder itself. The Pesach, the lamb, Matzah, the bread of affliction, and the Maror, the bitter herbs. Each of them, it would seem, would be eaten to remind us of an aspect of the story of the Exodus. The truth is, for the first one, Pesach, not many of us have the custom of eating lamb on Passover. In fact, there are some traditions that say now that the temple is no longer in existence and sacrifices can't be brought, we should be eating lamb. But the fact of the matter is that Sephardim do, and for a long time, have been eating lamb at their Sedarim. And our son-in-law, Daniel, is of Sephardic ancestry from Morocco. And we will, in fact, this year be eating lamb for the very first time at our Seder table. But it doesn't quite make sense that lamb would be the first thing that you eat. It would probably be either the second or third. In this list of Rabban Gamliel, the order is the lamb, the matzah, and the bitter herbs. Intuitively, we would think that the bitter herbs came first. First, we were enslaved. Then we ate the lamb along with the matzah, which we ate in haste because the bread did not have time to rise. So why is it that we tell the story of the Passover sacrifice first? And I think that the answer is that it's only a person who has tasted freedom who can appreciate what slavery really is. If you have suffered your entire life and you have no sense of joy. You don't know what joy tastes like, what it feels like. But if you have led a good and happy and peaceful life, when things get rough, you long for that kind of peace, that redemptive power of God to come into your life and to make things all right. And this is the way that the Seder reminds us that God makes all things right, that ultimately this will work out, that the challenges that we are facing today, which bring us to a virtual Seder, will pass, and that God willing, we will be reunited as a family and as a community, and that the maror, the bitterness, will be a bitter memory that is held for the end, not what we celebrate at the beginning. Rabbi Gamliel haya omer, kol shelo amar shlosha devarim ele b'Pesach, lo yatsa yedei chovato. Ve'elu hin, Pesach, Matzah, umaror. Rabbi Gamliel used to say, whoever doesn't discuss these things on Pesach has not kept the Seder properly. They are the Passover Lamb, the Matzah, and the maror. Our fathers ate the Passover Lamb long ago when the Holy Temple stood. Pesach, shahayu avotenu ochlim bizman shebeit hamikdash haya kayam al shuma, al shum shepasach HaKadosh Baruch Hu al batei avotenu b'Mitzrayim shenamar v'amartam zevach Pesach hu l'Adonai asher paseach al betei v'nei Yisrael b'Mitzrayim v'nagpo et Mitzrayim ve'et batenu hitzil v'yikod ha'am ba'ishtachavu. God struck the Egyptians with a plague, but he spared our houses, and people kneeled and bowed down. Matzah she'anu ochlim al shuma, we eat the matzah, but for what reason? Al shum shelo hispik b'tzeikam, shel avotenu, lachamitz, ad shenigla alehem, melech malchei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, uge'alam. We eat the matzah. What's the reason for that? It's because the dough prepared by our fathers did not have time to rise again before God revealed himself to them and immediately delivered them out. And thus it is written, they baked the dough that they had brought out of Egypt into matzah cakes because it did not rise. Maror she'anu ochlim al shuma, we eat this bitter herb. Why? What's the reason for it? Al shum she'mereru hamitzrim et chayei avotenu b'Mitzrayim. We eat this bitter herb. It's because the Egyptians made our fathers' lives bitter in Egypt. Thus it is written, they made their lives bitter with hard work. They made their lives bitter by making them make mortar and bricks and all kinds of work in the field. All the work that they did was indeed backbreaking, as it says in the opening chapter of Exodus. What are the foods that make you happy? What are the foods that bring back pleasant memories? What are the foods that you long for because you long for that time that has passed? Now might be a good time in your Seder to talk about great Sedarim you've been at in the past, what they felt like, what they sounded like, and of course, what they tasted like.
In every generation, each one of us should feel as if we personally came out of Egypt. Bechol dor vador, chayav adam lirot et atzmo, ke'ilu hu yatsa, כאילו יצא ממצרים, בכל דור ודור חייב אדם לראות את עצמו, כאילו יצא ממצרים, בכל דור ודור חייב אדם לראות את עצמו, כאילו יצא ממצרים. need to thank God as we raise our cup of wine and rise in body or spirit and sing together. V'namar lefanav shira chadasha, v'namar lefanav shira chadasha, v'namar lefanav shira chadasha, v'namar lefanav shira chadasha. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. V'namar lefanav shira chadasha, v'namar lefanav shira chadasha, v'namar lefanav shira chadasha, v'namar lefanav shira chadasha. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. We join together in psalms of praise, Hallel. Miki me'afardal, me'ashpot yarim evyon, lehoshivi im nedivim, im nedivei amo, moshivi akeret habayit, hem habanim semecha. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Betzeit Yisrael mi Mitzrayim, Beit Yaakov me'am Lohez. Betzeit Yisrael mi Mitzrayim, Beit Yaakov me'am Lohez. Hayta Yehuda lekodsho, Yisrael mamshelotav, hayam ra'av hayanos, hayarden yisov leachor, heharim rakedu che'elim, gevaot kibnei tzon, malecha hayam, kitanus, hayarden tisov leachor, heharim tirkedu che'elim, gevaot kibnei tzon, milif le'adon chuli aretz, milifnei Eloah Yaakov, ha'hopchi hatzur, agamayim, chalamish, lemayno mayim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher galanu v'ga'al et avoteinu mimitzrayim v'ganu l'layla hazeh, l'chol bo matzah u'moror, kein Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu, yagienu l'moadim u'leragim acherim, haba'im l'kratenu l'shalom, semichin b'nyan irecha, v'sasim b'avotecha, v'noda lecha shir chadash, Al Gulateinu ve'al pedut nafsheinu, Baruch Ata Adonai Ga'al Yisrael, Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei peri hagafen.
We now come to the part of the Seder called Raksa and Matzo Matzah. The Jewish dining table that we eat from represents the table offering during the time of the temple. And Raksa is the ritual washing, and this represents how the priests during the time of the temple will wash their hands before eating. Following the washing, they would be silent, and the motzi represents the breaking of that silence. For the motzi, during Passover, we recite 2 brachot, the traditional motzi blessing, followed by the blessing over the matzah. So at this moment, I'm going to wash my hands and recite the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al netilat yadayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al achilat matzah. Amen.
All right, Maya and I are here, and we are going to do the blessing on the maror, which is the bitter herbs. The bitter herbs signify the bitterness and the salt and the sadness of the tears of our ancestors and everything that they went through and all the struggles that they went through. So what I have is I've got some lettuce instead of the horseradish, which unfortunately I could not find. So I'm going to take a little piece of lettuce.
Can I try?
Yes, and Maya's going to take a little piece of lettuce, some lovely romaine lettuce, and then we're going to take a little tiny bit of charoset. Do you want some charoset on yours?
No.
Nope.
I want to dip it in salt water.
Okay, sounds good. And then, so you're doing more like karpas right now. Okay. And then we're going to make the blessing on the bitter herb. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al achilat maror.
Amen.
Amen. All right, that's our blessing for maror.
A number of years ago, my father wrote this ditty about the ritual we're doing right now, maror and korech. I have a little maror. It looks a lot like chrein, but when dipped in a charoset, oh, it will taste just fine. Oh, maror, 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 it's bitter and not sweet, but at the Pesach Seder, a mitzvah it's to eat. Hillel said, make a sandwich with matzah, it really goes. Take a really big bite, clears your sinus and your nose. Oh, korech, 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 it's bitter and not sweet, but in the temple era, with lamb, it was a treat.
Finally, before we eat the Seder meal itself, we now each take 2 pieces of matzah, take some maror and some charoset, and make what is known as the Hillel sandwich. We're not going to say a blessing over this because we've already blessed the maror and we blessed the matzah, and this is not a separate commandment that we are fulfilling. Rather, it is a custom of Hillel. Apparently, there was some discrepancy between Hillel and his contemporaries. Those who opposed his point of view said that matzah, which they saw as the bread of freedom, and maror, the bitter herbs reflecting our affliction, were 2 separate emotions, 2 separate mitzvot, each of which were fulfilled already. But I think what Hillel was getting at was that by putting the 2 together, we recognize the course of Jewish history, and perhaps our own personal histories as well, that along with bitter times, there's always the potential for sweetness. And with every sweet time, there is inevitably some bitterness. The course of our lives wax and wane, understanding that both of them are part of our true life experience helps us to enjoy the good times even more and to mitigate the bad times with the memories and the thoughts of that which is most pleasant. So now we put the 2 together, taking the 2 pieces of matzah and putting between them the maror and the charoset, which sweetens it up. And we say, in memory of the temple, according to Hillel, this is what Hillel would do long ago. Zecher lemikdash kehillel, kein asa Hillel bizman shebeit hamikdash haya kayam. Haya korech, matzah umaror, v'ochel bayachad. he would make a sandwich out of matzah and maror and eat them together. L'kayem masha ne'amar, to reenact that which it says in Exodus chapter 12, al matzot umrorim yochluhu. They shall eat together the matzah and the bitter herbs. Take a bite of that sandwich and use it as a vorspeise for a delicious meal to come, and we'll pick up the video after the meal is complete. B'tei avon, enjoy.
Hopefully you enjoyed a delicious meal. At the end of our meal, we conclude with the Afikomen. As you might remember, I hid the Afikomen somewhere within this shot, and my children are here now to search for the Afikomen. So take a look. It's not on the table, but it's somewhere that the camera can see. All right? But it might be hidden, so take a look. Go for it, Archer. See if you can find the Afikomen. You can move things. It might be on the table. It might be on one of the couches. See what you can find. Careful. Don't step on it. Don't sit on it, Archer. Don't sit on it.
I did it.
Not under there.
What?
Close.
What? It's there.
You found it. Wonderful. All right. As you can see, my son has found the Afikomen, and so now we can all conclude the Seder. If you have others that are searching for the Afikomen, it's a custom to have gifts for them. Don't worry, later we'll all have some gifts. But we also, as our very last thing that we eat at the Passover Seder, have some of the Afikomen. So give a little piece to everyone that's there by you. What a tasty dessert. Don't you think? All right. Now that we finished enjoying the Afikomen, we're going to do the Barech, the blessing after the meal. This is traditionally done over a cup of juice, over a cup of wine. So pour yourself your third cup of wine, and we'll enjoy and we'll bless Barech together. Shir hamalot b'shuv Adonai et shivat Zion ayinu kacholmim oz yamale sechok pinu ulshoneinu rina az yomru v'agoyim higedil Adonai lahasot imela higedil Adonai lahasot imanu Haginu semechim Shuva Adonai et sheviteinu Ka'afikim ba'negev Hazorim Bedima Berina Yiktaru Haloch Yelech Uvacho Nosem Meshech Azaria Boyavo Verina No say alumotav Rabotai Nevarech Yehi Shem Adonai Mevorach Me'ata Be'olam Yehi Shem Adonai Mevorach Me'ata Be'olam Bershut Rabotai Nevarech Shalchan Mishallah Baruch Shalchan Mishallah V'tuvo Chayinu Baruch Shalchan Mishallah V'tuvo Chayinu Baruch Baruch Shemo Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Hazan et ha'olam kulo betuvo bechen bechesed uvrachamim Hu noten lechem lechol basar ki leolam chasto uvtuvo hagadol Tamid lo chasar lanu ve'yalech chasar lanu mahazon le'olam va'ed ba'avur shemo hagadol ki olzan umfarnes lahakol umetiv lahakol umechin mazon lechol briyotav asher bara baruch atah Adonai hazan et hakol No delecha. Baruch atah Adonai al aretz ve'al hamazon rachem Eloheinu Eloheinu v'lo v'teinu yaleh v'yavo v'yagiv v'yareber Chag HaMatzot hazeh zochreinu anay lebo tov v'avaktinu v'levracha v'shinu v'lechayim u'devar shorachamim chus v'chanenu v'rachem v'levshinu kilechanenu kimlechanun v'rachum ata u'v'nei Yerushalayim ira kodesh b'mhira v'yameinu Baruch atah Adonai boneh v'rachamav Yerushalayim amen Baruch atah Adonai Umikol tov le'olam ayechasreinu harachaman Yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed harachaman Yitbarach b'Hashem va'aretz harachaman yishtabach ledorim ve'yitpabar banu la'ad u'netzach netzachim ve'yit hadar banu la'ad u'me'omei olamim Harachaman, the friend in Bechavod, Harachaman, Ishbor Lim, but Samarina Velichenu, Lartseinu, Harachaman, Ishlach Barcham Rabotazah, Vial Shulchan Zeh, Shalchanu Alav, Harachaman, Ishlach Lanu Eteleana Vizachor Latov, Mivaser Lanu, Besaratavot, Yeshuot V'nechamot, Harachaman, Hu Yevarechet, Kol hamasuvin kan, otanu v'kol asher lanu, kemo shibarchu atinu Abraham Tzaf Yaakov b'kol mekol kol, ken yavarech otanu kulanu yachad, mivarach hashelima v'nomar, amen. B'marom yelamdu, Alehem ve'aleinu zechut shetehei lemishmeret shalom v'nisam v'racham yet Adonai u'tzedakah Elohei sheinu v'ninsachen v'sechel tov b'nei Elohim ve'adam harachaman yanchini yom shekol haba Harachaman Yanch Yom Shekulo Tov Shatzadikim Yoshvim V'Atorim Boshrim V'Narim Mezinim Hashchina V'Yechal Kenu Imahem Harachaman Yizakim L'Mato Mashiach Uchayei Haolam Haba Migdol Yeshua Malko V'Yosech Chesed Limshicho LeDavid U'Lezaro Ad Olam Oseh Shalom Bimromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'imeru Amen. Adonai Oz Lamo Yiten Adonai Varech Et Amo V'Shalom Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Borei Peri Hagafen.
After Birkat HaMazon, it is traditional to open up the door for Elijah. It would make more sense to open up the door for Elijah at the beginning of the Seder, but anti-Semitism is a perennial problem for the Jewish people. And it was deemed unsafe to open up the door at the beginning of the Seder for fear that those with anti-Semitic intentions might harm the people gathered around the Seder table. And so it was pushed back to the latter part of the service and thereby later at night. And because it is associated with anti-Semitism, Jew hatred, it is actually three quotes, two from the book of Psalms and one from the book of Lamentations about God's pouring out his anger upon the nations who oppress his people and who turn their backs on God. Opening the door was dangerous in much of Jewish history, but for a very different reason than why opening up the door today is considered dangerous with this pandemic. And so rather than read the traditional Haggadah text, I'm going to read instead a beautiful prayer that was originally written in Hebrew by a rabbi, a conservative Masorti rabbi by the name of Gustavo Sorazki, who is in Ashdod, in Ashkelon, in Kehilat Netzach Yisrael. This prayer called Pour Out Your Mercy was forwarded to me by Rabbi Green's father, Norm, to Rabbi Green, who in turn handed it off to me. I think that it is especially appropriate that God it seems, has poured out his wrath upon the nations, and we are no exception to that as this global pandemic wreaks havoc with all of our lives. And so, on behalf of all of us, I instead offer this prayer called Pour Out Your Mercy. God of the Spirit of all living things, clouds of doubt are spread over us as we witness the plague continue to strengthen, and the fear of death falls upon us. Ruler of the universe, thwart the plague threatening your world, and do not permit such a destroyer to smite us as it comes to our homes. Remove from us all distress and fear, all worry and grief, and shelter us under the shadow of your wings. Pour out your mercy on those stricken and afflicted, and strengthen and encourage the spirit of men and women who are servants of the public health, the first responders, security forces, and all who toil for the public good, both within Israel and beyond her borders. And you, the God of goodness, who sustains the world entire with beneficence, grant blessing to the work of our hands, so that we are able to support all who are in our households with ease and without travail. Let us never know hunger. And so may it be your will that through and upon us is fulfilled the verse of Psalms. God will preserve you from evil and will protect your being. God will guard your going and your coming from now and forevermore. May we all become a single, unified society, doing your will with a full heart. Lay us down to rest, Adonai, our God, in peace, and our sovereign awaken us again to life. Protect our going and our coming with life and in peace from now and forevermore. And together we have a heartfelt Amen.
We rise in body or spirit and open our front doors for the arrival of Eliyahu Hanavi in hopes that better days are ahead. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Bimera v'yaminu, Yavo Eleinu, Im Mashiach ben David, Im Mashiach ben David, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi. Adonai Zecharanu Yevarech, Yevarech et Beit Yisrael, Yevarech et Beit Aharon, Yevarech Yirei Adonai, Haketanim im Hagedolim, Yosef Adonai Alechem, Alechem v'yom Alechem, Beruchim atem Adonai, Oseh Shamayim va'aretz, Shamayim, Shamayim Adonai, Ve'ha'aretz natan libnei Adam, Lo hametim Hallelujah, Ve'lo kol yordei duma, V'anachnu nevarech ya, Me'ata ve'ad olam, Me'ata ve'ad olam, Hallelujah. Hallelujah, Adonai, kol goyim shabachu, shabachu, kol ha'umim, ki gavar aleinu, aleinu chasto ve'emet, Adonai le'olam, hallelujah. Hodu, hodu, Adonai kita, kile'olam chasto. Hodu, hodu, Adonai kita, kile'olam chasto. Yomana Yisrael, Kilelam Chasto. Yomana Yisrael, Kilelam Chasto. Hodu Ladonai Kitov, Kilelam Chasto. Hodu Ladonai Kitov, Kilelam Chasto. Yom Rana Ve'Taharon, Kilelam Chasto. Yom Rana Ve'Taharon, Kilelam Chasto. Hodu Ladonai Kitov, Kilelam Chasto. Hodu Ladonai Kitov, Kilelam Chasto. Yom Rana Yireh Adonai, Kilelam Chasto. Yom Rana Yireh Adonai, Kilelam Chasto. Woo! Hodu Ladonai Kitov, Kilelam Chasto. Hodu Ladonai Kitov, Kilelam Chasto. Ozi vezimratia, vayehi lishua. Ozi vezimratia, vayehi lishua.
Pitchu li sharet tzedek avovam odeya. Zeh hasha'ar l'Adonai, tzadikim yavovo. Zeh hasha'ar l'Adonai, tzadikim yavovo.
Odecha ki anitani v'atehili lishua. This is the day that God has made. Let us rejoice in this day. Ana Adonai Hoshiana. Ana Adonai Hoshiana. Ana Adonai Hatzlichana. Ana Adonai ולחברותי מתקרנות המזבח. אלי אתה ועודך, אלוהי ארוממך. אלי אתה ועודך, אלוהי ארוממך. הודו לאדוני כי טוב, כי לעולם חסדו. הודו לאדוני כי טוב, כי לעולם חסדו. כי לך טוב להודות ולזמר כי לך טוב להודות ולשמך לזמר, כי מעולם עד עולם אתה אל. ברוך אתה אדוני מלך מהולל בתשבחות.
Now we lift our glass for our fourth cup of wine. If your glass is empty, refill it so that we can bless together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. And now we've reached a time for singing as we conclude the Seder. And one of my favorite songs that we sing traditionally towards the conclusion of the Seder is this song, Kilo Na'eh. And the beginning of each verse varies as we go through the alphabet, but the rest of it repeats itself, and it goes like this. Kilo Na'eh, Kilo Ya'eh, Adir bimlucha, bimlucha, Bachur kahalacha, kahalacha, Gedudav yomarulo, yomrulo, lecha, ulecha lecha, kilecha lecha, aflecha lecha, Adonai hamamlacha, Kilo Na'eh, Kilo Ya'eh, Dagul bimlucha, bimlucha, dur kahalacha, kahalacha, vatikav yomrulo, yomrulo, lecha, ulecha lecha, kilecha lecha, aflecha lecha, Adonai hamamlacha, Kilo Na'eh, Kilo Yahweh. Zakai bimlucha, bimlucha, chasin kahalacha, kahalacha, tapsarav yomrulo, yomrulo, lecha, ulecha lecha, kilecha lecha, aflecha lecha, Adonai hamamlacha, Kilo Na'eh, Kilo Yahweh. Yachid bimlucha, bimlucha, kabir kahalacha, kahalacha, limudav yomrulo, yomrulo, lecha, ulecha lecha, kilecha lecha, aflecha lecha, Adonai hamamlacha, Kilo Na'eh, Kilo Yahweh. Moshe bimlucha, bimlucha, no rak halacha, kehalacha, sevivav yomrulo, yomrulo, lecha, ulecha lecha, kilecha lecha, aflecha lecha, Adonai hamamlacha, Kilo Na'eh, Kilo Yahweh. Ana vimlucha, mimlucha, podek halacha, kehalacha, tzadikav yomrulo, yomrulo, lecha, ulecha lecha, kilecha lecha, aflecha lecha, Adonai hamamlacha, Kilo Na'eh, Kilo Yahweh. Kaddish bimlucha, bimlucha, rachum kahalacha, kahalacha, shinanav yomrulo, yomrulo, lecha, ulecha lecha, kilecha lecha, aflecha lecha, Adonai hamamlacha, Kilo Na'eh, Kilo Yahweh. Takif bimalucha, tomech kahalacha, kehalacha, demimav yomrulo, lecha ulecha kilecha aflecha Adonai hamlacha kilo nawe kilo Yahweh.
As we move towards the end of our Passover Seder, we turn to Nirtzah, the prayer for acceptance. It is a prayer that was originally written by Yosef Tov Elam, a rabbi in the 11th century, who composed it to be read or sung on Shabbat HaGadol, the Shabbat before Pesach. It is a prayer that is said at the end of the Seder because it begs God to allow us to be able to have another Seder again next year. It made it into the Haggadah in the 14th century and has been a hallmark of the end of the Seder ever since. And since it prays for future redemption and the ability to celebrate the Pesach holiday, particularly in the land of Israel, it is traditional, at least in my home, to sing it to Hatikva. Chasal Sidur Pesach ilchato kechol mishpato vechukato kasher zachinu l'saderoto kenizke la'asoto zach shochen meona Komem kehal adat meimena Bekarov nahel nitekana Peduyim letzion berina Bekarov nahel nitekana Peduyim letzion berina. Raise up your people, dear God. Soon may you lead all of us, planted strong, into the land of Israel, to freedom in Zion, singing together, one and all. L'shana haba'ah b'Yerushalayim, next year in Jerusalem, and hopefully in the next few months back at Bethel as well.
Echad mi yodeya, Echad ani yodeya. Echad Eloheinu, 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 shebashamayim uba'aretz, shnayim mi yodeya, shnayim ani yodeya, shnei luchot habrit, Echad Eloheinu, 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 shebashamayim uba'aretz. Shlosha mi yodeya, Shlosha ani yodeya, Shlosha avot shnei luchot habrit, Echad Eloheinu, 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 shebashamayim uba'aretz. Arba mi yodeya, Arba ani yodeya, Arba imahot shlosha avot shnei luchot habrit, Echad Eloheinu, 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 shebashamayim uba'aretz, shebashamayim uba'aretz. Just so you don't get too bored with the same verse over and over again. Chamisha mi yodeya, Chamisha ani yodeya, Chamisha chumshei Torah, Arba imahot, Shlosha avot, shnei luchot habrit, Echad Eloheinu, 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 shebashamayim uba'aretz. Shisha mi yodeya, Shisha ani yodeya, Shisha shidrei Mishnah, Chamisha chumshei Torah, Arba imahot, Shlosha avot, shnei luchot habrit, Echad Eloheinu, 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 sheba
שבשמיים ובארץ.
אוי שיבה מי יודע,
שיבה אני יודע.
7 ימי שבתה, 6 סדרי משנה, 5 חומשי תורה, 4 אמהות, 3 אבות, 2 לוחות הברית, אחד אלוהינו שבשמיים ובארץ. Back to the other. שמונה, מי יודע, שמונה, אני יודע. 8 ימי מילה, 7 ימי שבתה, 6 סדרי משנה, 5 חומשי תורה, 4 אמהות, 3 אבות, 2 לוחות הברית, אחד אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. תשע מי יודע,
תשע אני יודע.
9 ירחי לידה, 8 ימי מילה, 7 ימי שבתה, 6 סדרי משנה, 5 חומשי תורה, 4 אמהות, 3 אבות, 2 לוחות הברית, אחד אלוהינו שבשמיים ובארץ. 10 אני יודע, 10 אני יודע. 10 דבריה, 9 ירחי לידה, 8 ימי מילה, 7 ימי שבתה, 6 סדרי משנה, 5 חומשי תורה, 4 אמהות, 3 אבות, 2 לוחות הברית, אחד אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. 11 מי יודע, 11 אני יודע. 11 כוכביה, 10 דבריה, 9 ירחי לידה, 8 ימי מילה, 7 ימי שבתה, 6 סדרי משנה, 5 חומשי תורה, 4 אמהות, 3 אבות, 2 לוחות הברית, אחד אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. 12 מי יודע,
12 אני יודע.
12 שבטיה, 11 כוכביה, 10 דבריה, 9 ירחי לידה, 8 ימי מילה, 7 ימי שבתה, 6 סדרי משנה, 5 חומשי תורה, 4 אמהות, 3 אבות, 2 לוחות הברית, אחד אלוהינו שבשמיים ובארץ. Okay, and finally, 13 מי יודע, 13 אני יודע. 13 מידיה, 12 שבטיה, 11 כוכביה, 10 דבריה, 9 ירחי לידה, 8 ימי מילה, 7 ימי שבתה, 6 סדרי משנה, 5 חומשי תורה, 4 אמהות, 3 אבות, 2 לוחות הברית, אחד אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. So in our home, the final song that we sing, we've had 4 cups of wine, and we like to give out parts. Everybody gets a part. Josh and Stephen are over there, so they're not on film. Everybody's got a part to act out or to sound out. Here we go. Chad Gadya, Chad Gadya, Di Zabina Babitre Zuze, Chad Gadya, Chad Gadya, Beata Shunra, Ve'acha Legadia, Di Zabina Babitre Zuze, Chad Gadya, Chad Gadya, Beata Chalba.
Woof woof.
Ve'nashach Leshunra, Ve'acha Legadia, Di Zabina Babitre Zuze, Chad Gadya, Chad Gadya, Beata Chutra, והיכה לכלבה, תנשך לשונדרה, תאכל לגדיה. תזבינה בביטרזוז אחד גדיה, אחד גדיה, ואתה נורה.
Crackle.
You gotta do it in time, in tempo. ושרף לחוטרה, והיכה לכלבה, ונשך לשונרה, תאכל לגדיה. That goat sounds pretty sick already. תזבינה בביטרזוז אחד גדיה, אחד גדיה, ואתה מאיה. וחווה לנורה, ושרף לחוטרה, והיכה לכלבה, ונשך לשונדרה, תאכל לגדיה. תזבינה בביטרזוז אחד גדיה, אחד גדיה, ואתה תורה. ושרפה למאיה. וחווה לנורה, ושרף לחוטרה, והיכה לכלבה, ונשך לשונרה, תאכל לגדיה. תזבינה בביטרזוז אחד גדיה, אחד גדיה, ואתה השוחט. What's the שוחט? The slaughter. ושחט לתורה, דשתה למאיה, וחווה לנורה, דשרף לחוטרה, והיכה לכלבה, ונשך לשונרה, ואכל לגדיה. תזבינה בביטרזוז אחד גדיה, אחד גדיה, ואתה מלך המוות, ושחט לשוחט. תשחט לתורה, תשתה למאיה, תחווה לנורה, תשרף לחוטרה, תהיכה לכלבה, תנשך לשונרה, תאכל לגדיה. תזבינה בביטרזוז אחד גדיה, אחד גדיה, ואתה הקדוש ברוך הוא. Let's try that again, George. ואתה הקדוש ברוך הוא, ושחט למלך המוות, ושחט לשוחט, ושחט לתורה, ושתה למאיה, וחווה לנורה, ושרף לחוטרה, והיכה לכלבה, ונשך לשונרה, תאכל לגדיה. תזבינה בביטרזוז אחד גדיה, אחד גדיה. Have a happy Pesach, everybody.